In this ASMR one card pull, I am pulling from the Verdance Tarot, and I am not my normal spot, clearly, so please forgive how crazy things look. Let's see what we have today. We have the Three of Wands. The Prospector. Development journeys, fulfilling an idea, setting forth on a course of action, goals, freedom, foresight, adventure. Set your feet to the path. Once the idea of action has been brought forth, it's time to take steps to follow through. Assess what you will need, your reserves of energy, the skills at your disposal, and your support network, and then seize control and set out to fulfill your calling. Embark on a journey and embrace what will come with full commitment. The prospector is one who searches for hidden gems and untapped resources, a seeker of treasure. You will find a new opportunity and your investments will bear fruit. Trust in the process. Your actions and optimism will lead to a positive outcome in the near future. Something awakens her in the pre-dawn. She lights a lantern, and then she takes the first steps out into the forest that surrounds the solid walls of the home she has always known. Voices sing from the wilds, calling to her, and their song is so beautiful and filled with yearning. With surprise, she finds there is a familiar lilt to the tune, and she knows suddenly that it is a song whose melody she made up in her dreams when she was younger, and whose strident beat was what awoke her this day. She steps more assuredly now, knowing that the path through the brambles is the one she is meant to take. She never finished that melody before. It was always a half-finished tune. She starts to sing it now in counterpoint with the strange voices, and she hears them laugh and welcome her addition to the chorus. The path grows faint, and she can see even now that she will eventually have to forge ahead with only her own inner guide. She glances over her shoulder and sees the castle faded in the distance. Brambles have clawed from the ground in her wake. She is not afraid. The sun rises and bathes the world with golden promise. I'm really happy that this card came up. It seems like a very hopeful card, and I really need hope at the moment. And I like where she says, trust in the process. Your actions and optimism will lead to a positive outcome in the near future. You know, obviously, I don't believe that like just being optimistic leads to a positive outcome. But if I remember right, they've actually done studies or something. I could totally be making this up. But I thought I remember hearing about studies where it was like people who believed they were lucky tended to have like more good things happen, but it wasn't in some sort of like mystical way. It's more that like because they're looking for opportunities, they find more opportunity. You know, they see them where someone might be assuming they're not there, so they don't see them. But I think that is a place where like this card is a helpful reminder to try to see if I can, if I'm naturally holding the pessimistic view. That's my natural state, to try to say, well, let me also give equal weight to the optimistic view, even if the past does not, even if it seems like that's never been the case in the past. It's like, well, I can't, predict tomorrow. So it's a good card for me at the moment to remind me to in some ways just to remind me, like, that it's okay to see the opposite of what you see. I know that's not what the card says, but when I'm focused on that idea of optimism, um, and I don't feel optimistic, it just reminds me, like, it's okay to hold both of those things at the same time, knowing that you don't know what the future holds. And even if you are inclined towards pessimism, doesn't mean you can't hold space for optimism. So I think that's what I'm going to take from the card today. I hope you also got something out of it. And I hope to see you soon. And I hope soon to be back in my normal setup because it makes me happy.